Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, good evening. Happy Thursday to everybody. What's up? This is the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct. It's another episode 267. We thank y'all for chiming in and talking with us. We talk about the world of sports today. It's Thursday, man. So before we start, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get all the bells, hit all the bells for all the notifications. And for those that's listening on the sound of my voice, hey, give us that 5-star review. 5-star review on Apple, Spotify. And hey, leave us those comments. Love us or hate us, in the words of Ddub. Hey, man, let us know how you feel, man. Shout out to all those that's been leaving comments, all the clips we've been putting on out here on all the social media platforms, man. Thank you. Like I said, your dissenting opinion, whatever you want, hey, put it out there, man. We welcome it. Ddubs, what's up? Good evening. How are you, sir? Oh, it's Nick time, it looks like. He's got his Knicks in Detroit Saturday night.
Yeah, man. I've been hearing a lot of foolishness. The Knicks are not losing this series, man.
Yeah,
come on, man. Stop.
A lot of Nick hate. Listen.
It's not even hate. It's just foolishness, man. It's foolish talk. They're not losing this series, man. They're not.
Yes, Detroit is young. They're upcoming, man. But
Detroit is good. But no.
Detroit is good, but I don't see them. I think the Knicks will win this series in 5 games in my opinion, 4 games to 1. The Knicks are good, man. The Knicks are good, and they're gonna have money making out there and Cat out there. I think that's the lineup that Tibbs is gonna go with. Little taller lineup. So we'll see. We'll definitely see, man.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good, man.
Man, I'm good, man.
Thursday night. Y'all
know what it is. It's the Sports Chasers Podcast, and the rest of the crew should be joining us lately, man. But it is what it is. Hey, Debbie, thank you for chiming in. Thank you for all those that's chiming in the chat on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. We'll be on Instagram here in a minute. That's something that we had to do separately. But man, we're here, man. Hey, let me get to the news, man. Let's get on out to the news. And let me see here. Dad, there's so many things. I was just waiting. I'm trying to wait here. I'll just go with this one real quick. Travis Hunter. This is from Barstool. Travis Hunter, the 2024 Heisman Trophy winner from Colorado, has made a bold declaration, I should say, ahead of the 2025 NFL Draft. He says, if a team insists on playing him on one position, either wide receiver or cornerback, he will opt not to play professional football at all. The stance challenges the traditional NFL approach to players' roles and has significant implications for his draft prospect. Yes, he's a dual threat. He amassed a record over 1,000 receiving yards, 10 receiving touchdowns. Some of his non-negotiable, he says he won't play. And he is pretty much matter of fact about it. Ddub, what's your thoughts before we move on here?
Come on, man. You don't really believe this guy, do you? I don't believe him. That's just good talk. These guys talk a lot. First of all, I'm not even going to go there with him. But I don't believe him. Second, I just think sometimes you just got to shut up, man. I mean, why unnecessary attention on you?
Well, it's said to us, the players got a platform, right?
Right.
That's fine. They have a platform, and this was actually asked during an interview with CBS Sports. Shout out to CBS Sports. And the reporter asked them, what's your findings? And this article is from Barstool Sports, by the way. And what's your findings? So, he was asked a question. He gave an honest answer. We sometimes kill players and professional.
Okay. The follow-up question should be, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? All right, you've been going hard all your life to get to this And just because a team decides not to play you, what's your backup plan, Travis?
Well, you know, he might point to people like John Elway. You know, he decided not to play for the awful Colts at the time, remember? And he went and played baseball. He had a backup plan.
John Elway, he could pitch though, right? Was he pitching, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, he could pitch, or I know it's baseball. I just want to know, you throwing this hot line. What's
sound like Jay-Z. He knew it was a hot line.
If you can make it a hot song, let me know. But I don't think you got anything else lined up. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you do. But I don't believe you. But see, this is where the teams. Now, what if the team does this thing, right? So what happens if they do what he says and then he goes out here and hurt himself, right? Then the fans are gonna get on the team for being, how stupid could you be for letting him dictate to you what? But we'll see. We'll let it play out.
It's definitely going to go two ways. You're right.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be like, oh, how could you let him play? And
right. So is the ball club gonna be strong enough to be like, hey, no, I'm investing this type of money in you. You're gonna do as I say. We're gonna scheme you. We're gonna put you in certain schemes, and that's it. But
right.
We'll see, because these players have a lot of influence and a lot of power sometimes. And
yes, it's definitely the era of the
yeah. And mind you, he hasn't played a game, a snap. Right. So I don't know.
This is a different ball game, right?
Right.
Yes, it's a number.
It's not Colorado. It's not JSU.
Dang, just put JSU out there. It could be any JSU.
Jackson State or whatever. I mean,
shout out to yeah, that's right.
What I'm saying. I mean, I know you won the Heisman Trophy, cool, but a lot of people could say, hey, there's other players that was Heisman Trophy worthy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I didn't particularly like that take from him right now. I wish he just stay quiet, just just let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, I definitely and like you said,
but I don't believe him. That's just I don't believe. Listen, you're not quitting. You're not going nowhere. You're gonna play. You're gonna play football, and that's it.
Yeah. Just have a backup plan.
Or just absolutely.
Because what's going to happen? So say he does decide to quit or hold out, right? Per the contract, he'll have to wait if he wants to do anything else. Because I'm pretty sure there'll be some ironclad contract thing where he can't.
Absolutely.
Do anything else. So you want to go play in the CFL, whatever. But I don't think it'll go to that. I think all the NFL teams, whoever's going to draft him, hopefully they'll work with what he got, and hopefully he'll. And listen, we there's sometimes we also accuse sports athletes of being too cocky and arrogant, right, man? They got to this point in their life, some of them being like this. And yes, it's definitely a fine line to tread, and you have to feel that you're the best at what you are. And I will hope that anybody that's watching and listening to this, whatever endeavor that you are, you feel that you're the best during whatever you are at whatever you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Travis,
he should feel that.
Yeah, 100%. So I think this is, in the words of DA, this is about as much to do to nothing. And he'll be with a team, whoever it is.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect his draft stock. I think he's still going to go within the top 5.
Absolutely. So. Let me stay on the campus of Boulder, Colorado. The University of Colorado has announced plans to retire the jersey numbers of 2 standout football players, Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. This is from NBC Sports here, from Charian Williams. And during the upcoming spring game at Folsom Field, Hunter's number 12 and Sanders' number 2 will become officially untouchable, joining the ranks of only 4 others retired numbers of the program. Sanders, his numbers, his accolades at the school, he's been there 2 years, named named the 2024 Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. He completed 71% of his passes for 7,364 yards, 64 touchdowns over 2 seasons. Also contributed 8 rushing touchdowns. Hunter and Sanders will be the 5th and 6th players in Colorado football history to have their numbers retired. Those previous honor was Rashawn Salam, Byron White, Joe Romick, and Bobby Anderson. Ddubs, your thoughts on Travis and
come on, family. Come on, man. Come on. I'll give you one, but you ain't going to give me number 2.
One.
And who actually wears number 2? Nah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I think
I'll give you Travis.
He's a Heisman Trophy winner.
Heisman Trophy winner. I
totally
get it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Dion. You talking about reaching. You overreach.
Reach,
my guy. That's Come on, man. I understand it's your son and all, man. See, this is where it just
tread lightly.
Yeah, this is where I don't like. This is some of the things in my man, Chief Keef. Some of the things I don't like.
Chief Keef, shout out to Chief Keef. Where you at, dog?
Yo, I don't like this, man. I don't like it. I think Dion, if Dion was on the other side of this and this wasn't his son, man, he would be saying the same exact thing I'm about to say, man. It's like, darn good and darn well, that's how you say, good and darn well that your son should not get his jersey retired, man. Come on, he came from Jackson State again, did 2 years there, 2 years in Colorado, man. It's not like come on.
Do you think it had anything to do with the negotiations? Like Dion was like, "Hey, if I'm staying here, you got to retire both these numbers."
I'm pretty sure that because that's what it goes down. Backroom deals in college football, and more so now than ever.
With nepotism, like that. So as we know, nepotism is always been a part of pro.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been there. I mean,
around professional sports and collegiate sports, right?
Yeah,
coaches, their sons, players.
Yeah.
My thing is with nepotism, if you're going to hire your family or your peoples, I ask that they be either talented or worthy of it.
At least be worth a damn.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Now, shout out to Shador. Shador is a good player. Now, don't get it wrong.
No, but is his number jersey worthy retirement?
Absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not.
No.
And if we get, I kind of take these sports shows tongue in cheek, because if I was to get said guys behind closed doors and say, "Yo, just me and you, no microphone, no nothing, just me and you. Come on, give me your real take," and they would say, "No, come on, what we doing?" You know what I'm saying? So, but shout outs to the Buffaloes, I guess, number 2. And any players going there, you can't wear number 2. So
yeah, you can't wear number 2. Wear number 3, 2.5, but you can't wear number 2. It's not yours anymore for you to wear. So that's just basically about it. Let me move on to baseball, the world of baseball here. And this is from Awful Announcing from Sam Newman, and he says this: Michael Kay, the New York Yankees play-by-play announcer, criticized Mets outfielder Juan Soto for his remarks about being pitched differently without Aaron Judge batting behind him. Kay interpreted Soto's comments as a slight against the Mets and Pete Alonso, suggesting that Soto's acknowledgement of the change in pitching strategy was inappropriate given the new long-term commitment to the New York Mets. The exchange highlights the sensitivities involved when the players discuss strategic differences after changing teams, especially with such comments can be constructed as unfavorable, right? It also underscores the media's role in interpreting and sometimes amplified players' remarks, influencing public perception and fan perception. I'll start on in this one. So when I heard him say this the other day, Soto, I gave him the stank face, like, what the? You can't be kidding me, right? You just signed for all the money, right? You the dude in baseball, right? You signed for $700-something million contract.
765.
765, right? For whatever reason, you didn't go stay with the Yankees, right? not mad as a Yankee fan, you have moved on, right? So when I hear this, well, bro, you should know that that's going to change. But yeah, I kind of felt like that was a slight at Pete Alonso too, and the fact that Pete Alonso is hitting this spring. You know, Pete dropped a couple pounds. He's hitting the ball.
But guess who's not hitting? The
well,
$765 million man. He's not hitting.
I mean, even though the Mets are around the top of their division behind the
It's
Phillies,
so good. Yeah,
it's still early, as we say. You know, we're still in April. You know, so no stuff ain't won in April, man. But I think him saying that, man, sometimes it's just better just to give the political. Again, we want our athletes to be honest, but then when they're honest, we kill them, and then. You know, so it's a double-edged sword. And he was honest. He's like, yo, man, I'm not getting the same pitches as I would if I was hit behind Aaron Judge.
Dog. Well, you knew this, right? Didn't you count up the causes as you before the pros and cons of me leaving? Man,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I got the best hitter in the world in front. Yeah, I'm gonna get different looks. Then I'll go to this team. Pete Alonso, and Pete Alonso is a great player. So I mean, he's
absolutely.
A good player.
Shout out to Pete. He won them the the divisional series against the Brewers last year.
Correct. So you know, I think there's a difference. You know, being honest and then also
being smart
and being smart, right? Being smart in front of the microphone. You know, hey, you're not hitting particularly well right now. Just give the politically correct answer and keep it pushing.
Yep.
Pete Alonso, because you say you end up throwing Pete Alonso
under the bus
by making these remarks as if he's not doing his thing, but that's not really the case. It's really you, sir. It's you that's not hitting. So now, what did it look different when he was in the Bronx? Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But you know, that's his fault. You know, he took the bag, and you know, I'm not mad at him.
Nope.
Not hating, nothing like that. But
we don't want excuses.
I don't want to hear the boohoo whining and crying. Shout out to my man Greg. I don't want to hear it. You got the bag, so you're the professional hitter, and you know, I really can't. But I think his stats is kind of crazy though. He only.
I got you. Well, let me give Alonso's stats. Well, right now, Pete Alonso's batting .365 for the Mets, 5 home runs, tied for 15th in the league, 21 RBIs. His OPS is 1.205. And Soto's stats, he's batting a balmy 231. Yep, he's batting 231, and that's 231. 3 home runs. He's got.
Check this out. In his last 10 games, Juan Soto is batting 222 with 8 hits, 2 home runs, 4 RBI, 7 runs scored in 10 games. So I mean, you're not lighting it up at all. So I mean, come on.
Well, he had to know that this was going to be like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's just going to have to wait.
It's either that or the Mets going to have to shuffle up the lineup and figure it out. I mean, it's still, again, I think it's still early, and you know, it's kind of premature making these kind of remarks.
Yeah,
I would say.
I definitely think so. Yep. Shout out to the Yankees, and like I said, the Mets are top of their division without Soto hitting worth anything. Like I said, he's batting 231. But we'll definitely see, man, what comes of that. But like I said, it's still early. It's definitely still early, and you know,
they'll get it together. I think I don't think I'm about to jump out the window. You know, talking about Juan Soto's bat right now.
Yeah, still a little cool in the Northeast, man. So hopefully, when the weather warms up, he'll warm up too, man. Because you know, I don't want nobody's downfall or anything like that, unless he's just an arrogant SOB. And I don't think Soto's that. He wanted to go to the Mets, and he went to the Mets, and I'm cool with it.
I'm about it. He got to get the money. He had to get the paper. I'm okay with it. And the Yankees, the Mets are up 4-0 over St. Louis right now, top of the third. If anyone cares.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Postal scores there. Thank you. Let me move on to the next. Let me move on to the NBA. Ryan's not on. Ryan will be joining us shortly, but before he comes on, let me read this here. The NBA commissioner. This is from, what is this from here? This is from Yahoo Sports. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has publicly addressed the controversial trade that sent Luka Dončić from the Dallas Mavericks to the LA Lakers, expressing empathy towards the Mavericks fan base. Silver acknowledged their frustration and surprise over the decision. He emphasized his personal admiration for Dončić and recognized the emotional impact such trades can have on dedicated fans. The commissioner expressed his personal fandom for Dončić and for the players around the league. The trade of Luka Dončić to the Lakers has elicited strong reactions from fans and league officials alike. Commissioner Silver's remarks underscore the significance of player-team relationships in the NBA and the profound effects trade can have on fans, communities. His empathy towards Mavericks fans reflect the league's acknowledgement of the deep connections between the teams. I was looking for the quote because he was said today. Because I was looking. It was said, and I'll find it, that he doesn't have the right to block trades. I called.
Who? Silver?
He says he doesn't have the right to block trades.
Okay.
Go ahead, give it to you.
No, go ahead. I'll let you go. Go ahead. I'm doing this.
So when I read this today, I was like, okay, this is very interesting that he's giving his take after a month or whatever. I have my own conspiracy theories about this that I think will come out in time, but I just find this very hard to believe that Nico Harris?
Nico Harris, yeah.
The general manager for the Dallas Mavericks, that he thought this was a good trade. Even though Luka Dončić doesn't play, it's not very good on defense, right? We can all admit that, right? We can, two things can be true at one time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not good on defense, but to trade a younger player who has so much potential and greatness before him, to trade him for an older player who's hurt a lot, right? Anthony Davis is a good player, but he's hurt a lot. I can't see how they thought this was great. This was good without getting anything more back in return, some draft picks, some other stuff, and things of that nature. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, according to Silver, he's correct, right? The NBA commissioner does not have the power to unilaterally block or veto trades. That is true. Okay. However, the Dallas Mavericks, I mean, Nico Harris, yeah, absolutely should be fired. I mean, that's crazy. And if I was the owner, I don't know where the owner plays in that, because I would assume that he has to sign off on that as well. But that's crazy, because there's no way in the world you got that type of player and you send it to the Lakers. There's something I'm saying, like it's like some type of inside trading. That's what I would say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody knows somebody, or we cool with this guy. I don't know what they got back. Maybe they got back a bunch of cash on the back end we don't know about. I don't know. But that's a I mean, you ask anybody, that's a horrible trade. That's horrible.
Yeah.
If you saying Anthony Davis 10 years ago, probably, yeah, okay.
Yeah. But to trade,
shout out to Anthony Davis. He balled out yesterday.
Playing and another dysfunctional team that was good a year ago, right? Says Sacramento. What? And their GM, they part ways with their general manager. So they fired
the coach.
They fired Mike Brown earlier, right? So what's my name? Chris. Who's Doug Christie? Is it Doug Christie that's coaching the team now?
Is he taking over? I believe.
Yeah, he's an interim right now. So he's an interim coach right now, and the Kings parted ways after they lost yesterday with the play again against Dallas.
They fired the GM, right?
Yeah, they parted both. Well, they said, quote unquote, they both came to a mutual agreement.
Yeah, they just told him, pack your bags up. That's what they told him. Pack it up.
Told him to get stepping, pretty much, man. So yeah, I just thought Sacramento was heading in the Kings were heading in such a promising direction, and
yeah, they Doug Christie is the
Yeah, Doug Christie is the coach
Yeah.
of the Kings, man. Ddub, before Ryan comes on, your thoughts on some of these playing games?
I haven't really little to none other than the Grizzlies in Golden State was absolutely
I think that was
the best game.
Yeah, playing game. The other ones have been duds. They have been.
Yeah, and as you know my feelings about this playing games. Most people seem to like it. I don't like it. I don't see that as even necessary. I think once again, I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep on saying it. It takes away from the NBA regular season, and we keep on talking about how do you make the regular season mean something? Well, you start by playing the games, making the regular season mean something instead of putting it on the back end or putting some nonsense tournament inside the game. Make the 82 games mean something, and then you'll have something. It used to be done, and it was done well. But the fact that we got to make this, we seem to make this dog and pony show is, to me, it's unnecessary. But
yeah,
those are my thoughts, in my opinion.
We would like to know.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the other thing. This from CBS Sports from Jack Maloney, and this was 4 hours ago. He says NBA Commissioner Adam Silver joined ESPN's Pat McAfee on Thursday already ahead of the playoffs, which gets underway on Saturday. They're a little surprised that Luka Dončić trade, which is still commanding headlines months after it was made, was one of the many topics that Silver discussed. Silver reiterated that he has no authority to veto or rescind the trades. The reason former Commissioner David Stern was able to veto the trade that would have sent Chris Paul from the New Orleans Hornets to the LA Lakers in 2011 is that he was acting as the Hornets owner at the time. Silver, of course, is not in the same position with the Mavericks.
Yeah, that's correct.
Go ahead.
No, that's correct.
Yep.
Again, you're still never going to convince these fans out here that this was if you're going to give up Luka, that this is the best thing we got coming back. Nah, you're not. And these are fair questions to be asked.
Yeah.
People
I'm glad he asked them. I'm glad he went on Pat McAfee and did answer.
I really want to know. So since you didn't have nothing, what do you think of the said trade? And if you was a GM, do you think this was a good deal on the parts of? I know what Dallas is saying. Dallas is saying defense first. That sounds great, but that's not.
It does sound great, but
it sounds great. But you got a generational player who, we know he doesn't play hellified defense, but that's your job to find other people around him,
right?
To how you say,
make him better.
His mistakes. Whatever mistakes Luka has, they can pick it up for him. You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
He's not a great defensive guy, but you got other guys around him that could, rim protectors, things like that to
right.
cover up for that. That's what I'm looking for. Cover up for his mistakes.
Gotcha. Let me go to the world of football. The world of football. Pat McAfee was busy today. He had on Aaron Rodgers today, and he
was busy too.
Yeah, he's busy.
I heard comments from
this was number 8 with the Jets. Well, let me tell you what he says. In a candid interview on the Pat McAfee show, 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers opened up about his uncertain NFL future following his release from the New York Jets. He expressed disappointment in the Jets' handling of his departure, particularly criticizing head coach Aaron Glenn for a brief and impersonal meeting. Rodgers emphasized that personal matters are currently his priority, and he remains undecided about returning to the NFL, stating he's open to anything. Rodgers, he was released back in March after the Jets went 5-12 after the 2024-2025 season. He criticized Aaron Glenn. Rodgers is focused on personal matters, including supporting close friends, facing challenges, and spending time with his new husky puppy, Apollo. Open opportunities. He had discussions with the Steelers, Vikes, Giants, but he's not made any commitments as of yet. He said he's flexible, stating he was willing to play for $10 million, indicate that financial gain is not his primary motivation. He's also considered some retirement, and it's possibly emphasized that he's open to anything attached to nothing. That's what he said today on the Pat McAfee show.
Yo, man. Yo, first of all, I was looking for the name for this guy. This guy is like a terrorist, man. He's like a Hans Gruber from remember Die Hard? The terrorist Hans Gruber. This is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a terrorist. He goes around the teams and
things up.
Yeah. He's a terrorist. And then now you got poor Pittsburgh, the Steelers waiting around, and that's Pittsburgh's fault too.
That's Pittsburgh's fault. Yep.
And you're sitting here waiting around for this guy, and this guy is not, man. He's talking about husky dogs, man. I'm tired of this guy, man. I'm really am.
You will get no sympathy from me.
So he basically, DA, he was on Pat McAfee show. I just read the article, and he basically was he's a little upset and teed off because he says Aaron Glenn basically he flew out there on his own dime from California to New York to the Giants Club, the Jets complex, and Floral Park to talk to him. Basically said, "Hey man, we no longer lead you." Like he pretty much said that you could have did this over the phone. And
the minute that he would have did that over the phone, he would have been like, "Man, this guy's a disrespectful." Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not Aaron Glenn. I'm glad you stuck to your guns. It was going to be no win with this guy, and this guy thinks, you're not 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Billionaire dog. You didn't fly on fucking Southwest, dog. He was in a private plane. Like,
come on, man. I'm not really trying to feel Aaron Rodgers' pain or.
Yeah, he tried to come off as some victim.
Like he's the victim.
I was like, whoa. Who says no, you're Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber.
Mr. McLean.
Mr. McLean. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what he got going on. Let me stay in the realm of his husky and his husky. Let me stay in the realm of football here. This is from, what is this from here? This is from Yahoo Sports, Frank Schwab. This is probably for you. I'll let you lead off with this one. But the LA Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua has expressed concerns regarding the San Francisco 49ers potentially offering quarterback Brock Purdy a substantial contract extension. Nacua warns that such a financial commitment could hinder the team's ability to retain other key players.
What is Puka talking about?
Their championship window.
There I go.
Nacua's comments.
Baby, you are the soul that snaps my control. Or you old New Yorkers, that's my Frankie Crocker joint right there. God bless them. But listen, man, the Niners will do what they do. I am not sure, nor do I believe that they are going to pay Brock Purdy anywhere near $50 million because they could have blown that load whenever. The reality with my team, at least I believe, is that they believe that whatever quarterback they get, they'll be okay. And if he plays anywhere near good, they'll be in the championship game. We don't throw like 80,000-yard passes. We throw short passes and dudes run out to catch. Got a good running back. We're paying him. We're trying to pay the defense and keep them right. And that comes because your GM is a defensive guy. Mm-hmm. This is not what we are doing, right? And you can look at Lynch and Shanahan, and you can see it in their body language, the way they do. Though they would have paid them. And you know what they didn't do? They didn't let those fools on ESPN or the Football Network or anywhere else talk them into paying money for Brock Purdy he doesn't deserve. You got to go by the numbers, fellas. Brock took him to the... No, he did not. All right? You give me the 400-yard games he had, bringing them back from the abyss to win. The Niners always kept him ahead. And he won the games he's supposed to. You're a professional football player. You should win the games you're ahead in and not throw the ball to the other team. Dude, we had a dude that threw the ball to the other team consistently, and we made it to the Super Bowl.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to tell me why I'm paying this money. And so someone can explain to me why, because he's not an elite quarterback. He has an elite record, and they're two separate things. So if your team's getting you that love because they're a good team, that's great because we all want to play in a good team. But the reality is, come on, man, we're not going to fake the funk now. Like, listen, if they had Dak and Dak had the numbers he had with the Cowboys with us, we'd have won 3 Super Bowls by now. Dude may never have a 5,000-yard season because he don't have to. But what they see, and I will challenge anyone on this, what they see in the games when they're losing, when they're down, when everything is not perfect, the dude don't win. And everybody else is seeing great quarterbacks or even good quarterbacks. You lost this receiver, you lost this guy, you don't have that. They find a way to win a game. Those are the dudes that's getting that bread. I'm sorry, sir. I think he has 1 come from behind victory in all the time he's been there. Maybe 2. So I'm not really sure, there's no money going to him, man. I know maybe Kapoor went to Iowa State with him or wherever he went, and they were friends. But, stop trying to talk cats into money, man. And, don't worry, because if we do it, then you know what, Puka? You guys will have that division. So, it's that's what it is. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So no.
Yeah.
Nope, you're not going to get me with that, man.
Puka said that don't do it.
I'm saying don't do it.
I want to know what Puka, what's his business over there?
Yeah, are you getting traded to us?
That's my. What is your business talking about the next team over there? I mean, unless like DS said, unless you going over there, something that we don't know. Maybe it's a trade coming up.
Yeah, we'll give up Brock for Puka.
For Puka? Yeah.
And we'll let old boy come in there and do what he do. We don't need you to do
Yo,
Mahomes, Brady.
What is the draft? What's your number? Where do you draft at? Do you know?
11, 12,
yeah,
13.
Shit, I mean, there's you could wait for a quarterback to drop in your lap, man. A rookie, you could wait for a rookie to drop in your lap.
Yep.
The offensive lineman that will be there for us. The defensive lineman that will be there for us. We have to,
There's a quarterback
available player
will be there for you.
Best available player based upon what we need. Like, okay, we lost Debo. There are going to be Debos out there at that number. Good Debos.
Mm-hmm.
Kid that ran the 4.2 that went to Texas. Listen, man. There's a lot of dudes we can get, man, that we need. 2, 3 D tackles. We definitely need that to go next to Joey Bosa. So I come on, man. They're not going to do that because they got to pay Joey, and they're going to pay Joey. They lost a lot of players to free agency this year. Greenlaw, the other cat that was the safety left the free agency. He didn't play last year. He was hurt. He was good. He was trained by my man, the long-haired dude from Pittsburgh. Was his trainer. Came up under him. What's dude's name, man? Played for Pittsburgh back in the days.
Palomalo?
Yeah.
Palomalo.
Yeah. He's Palomalo dude. So, like I said, man, life is good. We'll get what we need to get, and we still got to play, regardless of all things. We will get the players we need to get, and we're going to play. But we're not going to get that money.
We got the draft, about a week away?
The draft is a week from today. Draft is a week from today.
They are not going to be paying that money.
Yeah, draft is a week from today. So
I don't know if anybody believes that kid's worth $50 million, man.
We know you don't.
Nobody believes Brock Purdy is worth $50 million. Everybody's telling you this on TV.
Hey Ryan, we know he doesn't believe it at all. We know he is totally against Brock Purdy. But I ain't mad at you because I'm not going to try to give him $50 million either. But
I don't think listen, man.
yes,
not a conspiracy, fellas. He did go last for a reason.
Yeah.
That means your ceiling is not that high.
Maybe a second round bigger.
That means the best you can be is not that high. That's what the low ceiling means, guys. So
Right.
if you come in last, your ceiling personally is not that high. That's all.
That's fair. I mean, it's fair. It's not, yeah.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, prove you wrong and sit out for your money next year.
If you're gonna bring them back, what type of money are you trying?
20.
20.
He was getting 900,000 last year, man. You know what 20 is? 900,000.
That's a come up, man.
Come up. That's a $19 million come up per year.
Hey, Brock, don't be greedy, Brock, man. Yo, that's all I can say. Don't be greedy.
Kevin, what the flood say to your man Cypher Sounds?
Don't get gas.
Don't get gas, Cypher. Cypher, don't get gassed. I'm saying, New York, you know what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. Drop a bomb on that. So
yeah, man. 20 mils, yo. That's a hell of a come up for Brock. Listen, man. Brock, it's not a slight to you. It's not a slight to him. I mean, 20 million is good. It's good money for you.
I agree.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Until you could prove it.
Prove otherwise, right?
And prove otherwise, and you know. That's it.
Bet on yourself. Take a 1-year contract if you believe it.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me move on. We'll stay in this the vein of football. We got here right here. No, I don't want to read that one. Lee Corso, he's going to be retiring from Yahoo Sports.
Thank God.
The article celebrates the most memorable moments of Lee Corso's nearly 4-decade tenure of ESPN's College Game Day. For his charismatic personality, his signature mascot, headgear picks, Corso has become an iconic figure in college football broadcasting. The piece highlights his contributions to the show and the things to look for in week one. He'll be retiring in week one of the 2025 season.
Hey,
good stuff, man.
Yeah. You know,
I like Lee Corso, and I didn't say thank God in a negative way. I'm saying Nate, thank God, because I really didn't like them shuffling him out there.
No, I didn't.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's old, man. It's time for him to, hanging him up. And Lee did his thing for years, decades, man, on this college tip. So, shout out to Lee. He deserves everything.
There was times where dude really didn't know who the hell was playing,
right?
And that ain't cool,
No. It was very cringeworthy,
Elder abuse, Kev. Let's call it what it is. It's elder abuse by ESPN and the 4-letter network. They shuffled him out there, which is, you know how the old man shuffle feet, man. You know when you get old, you got your bearings, but you shuffle along.
Hey, Lee, pick the badges.
Yeah. Lee don't know what he's doing out there, man.
Put him on the wrong head.
Yeah, we love. Yo, shout out to Lee Corso, man. We love Lee.
Right there. Maybe your boy put on the head now.
Who?
McAfee? Yeah, McAfee put the head on. With his wife beaters and
a belt and a cowboy belt.
I think that would be pretty cool if he did that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of taking the mantle from him, so to speak. And I don't see nobody else. I don't see Nick Saban, Saint Nick doing it.
Oh no, he ain't doing shit.
Nah, Nick is mad at the world right now. Nick is telling you, I told you so. Because I'll be reading the next article. Yeah, Nick is telling you, I told you so. So let me go to the next article here. And this is from NBC Sports, from Mike Florio of NBC Sports. Old Mike says this: former Tennessee quarterback Nico Amaleva, potentially transfer to UCLA remains uncertain, while initial reports suggested a move to UCLA. Subsequent information indicates that the deal has not been done. Lamaleva entered the transfer portal following the dispute with NIL compensation with Tennessee, where he was reportedly set to earn $2.4 million, but he sought $4 million. UCLA is among the program is evaluating the situation. Lamaleva explores his options. DA, go ahead.
I told you.
You told us what? Go ahead.
You so bad, go get your money somewhere else. Right? And I said, you can transfer if somebody wants you. And you can do that. That's part of your right. But is where you going to pay you? If not, you should sat there for your 4. Because if UCLA ain't coming up on theirs, you'll keep playing this transfer game until the damn season starts, and you'll have nowhere to go, and you'll get paid nothing. So the reality was, how good were you on a national level? Like, do people remember your name? Like, we know Tennessee was good last year. They made it to the playoffs. Facts. But the point I make is, you weren't, Ward, you weren't one of those dudes. So you couldn't move from place to place and make it pop. Maybe after this season, next season, wherever you go to UCLA and you balled out, but it is what it is.
Do you think now that some of these college quarterbacks or players, right, they are overvaluing themselves?
Of course, why wouldn't they? Why would you not? It's your value is only based on what someone's willing to pay for it, man.
Gotcha.
So you can say you're worth whatever you want, but you are what you get paid for.
So Tennessee,
if someone gives them $3 million, then fine.
Right.
I
was just asking because Tennessee said, "Nah, we not."
I told you, and when we get on next week, I'm sure Dante will tell you. It's not that the kid wasn't that good, but in football, there were probably 6 quarterbacks on the field at Tennessee last week at practice. So they recruited a kid to beat Nico the day Nico got there. So they're always trying to replace you. So it's not like they are, we don't have a quarterback here. They got 6 of them. I'm pretty sure they got 6. 4 probably stay.
Yeah.
That's all that is. So if you think you was worth $4 million, go get $4 million. That's all. That's what I said. If you think you're worth it, go get it. So
shout out. Speaking of which, shout out to East Coast Gridiron and Dante. Yes, Dante, that name is I'm having trouble, but I'm trying to get past it, man. I appreciate you. It's pronounced Dante.
Just Nico, bro. Because,
East Coast Gridiron will be on with us at 7 p.m. next Monday, Eastern time.
Looking forward to that
one.
Now, the reality is, like Dante said, Nico is cooked. UCLA is not holding their breath. And I'm not sure why UCLA would pay you like that, because they're not good of a team. They're not that good. That whole conference thing messes up people's money too, man. Because you got games at different times where, people in the West can't watch the games because an 11 o'clock game for the West Coast is 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So you get the viewership is down, the money ain't right. And when they do travel somewhere, the boosters can't travel because they're not going somewhere right up and down the coast of California, the USC or here to there. They got to go play Michigan. Right? They're the Big Ten now, right?
Yep.
They got to play Purdue. Dudes is not going to Purdue for a game, man.
Shout out to Purdue.
So look, George McKinter is going to pull up his spot. He bowled in the spring game. Josh Heupel is good with his quarterback situation. And Josh Heupel was a good quarterback. So he knows what he's looking for. He knows. These kids will do what they're supposed to do and ask for the money. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't go to a job and not ask for the bread. But because of this situation and how quickly it happened, like, kids can't have an agent. So they don't have anyone that can value or give you an honest valuation of your talent versus the rest of college football or this or that. You got no one to do that for you. Now, the schools hire companies to help them with the NIL situations and kind of go through the thing with the boosters. I forget what it's, the collective.
Right.
From the boosters. They get help with that. The schools get help with that. The students don't get help with that. You know who's giving this kid his valuation? His dad, probably. His grandmama. baby, you know you work more than that. Okay.
Shout out to Grandma.
Grandma,
How much am I worth?
Yeah, I say about $4 million, baby. Yeah, but it's hard, man. That's hard. So that's all that is. And I think the way Tennessee plays football, Nico did good things for them. I watched him. He's a good quarterback. But Josh Heupel is a probably offensive line, run first, good defense will win the game that way. Don't think he got a problem with doing that. So
there was one booster that was paying Nico. That dude is really mad for sure.
do the bounce on him. Hey, that's what happens. You put money in the middle of the street. Somebody's gonna take it.
But you are bound to see somebody holding out eventually.
Yeah, but it's not a good move.
Well, it's not a good move, but whether it's a good move or not, it was bound to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's.
But if people look at this for what it was, like real life business, because that's the other thing. These kids are not used to business. We talked about this, Kev.
Yeah,
this is grown man business right now.
Right.
And if you're not thinking about it that way, you're not going to win. And most of these kids don't know how to think about it grown man style because they've never had to do that.
Well, that's why we keep saying, right? It's an ever-changing thing in this whole. Well, you said it. You said that you believe that the NCAA wants it like this. They want this chaos
because they make money on chaos,
and they make money off of exploitation.
So, like when we see chaos, we're looking at the chaos. And the NCAA is finding ways to get money on the sneak on the bottom line. And I'm not talking about a little bit of money. It's millions of dollars. They wouldn't do it for,
right.
Little check. And so NCAA is like, yo, man, we in for a few $1 million off these kids. So, so.
Dante says, we said from East Coast Gridiron, he said, we said this on our show. Rules on the NIL will be good because what we are learning is coaches talk to each other and boosters are not going to fund collectors because of this situation.
Yeah. And that's, like I said, Dante, you're exactly right. My point is, I think it kind of piggybacks yours. This is real business, and these kids don't understand real business. Yeah, they don't understand that if you take the money for a job
business acumen
and leave, someone's going to be upset about that.
Mm-hmm.
They think, oh, well, I played last year, did my thing, but I want more, so I'm leaving. And that's cool because the reality is they're taking advantage of a situation,
right?
They believe, and some of them won. Now, don't get me wrong,
right?
They didn't hold out, but they got their bread.
Mm-hmm.
But the point I make is, at the top end, it ain't going to be that way. Because those collective dudes that got that money, is giving that bread, they're billionaires too, millionaires too, when they know what business is. And they're not going to get church for their money. They're not. This is, I'm out. I ain't giving you no money. And the collective should be for the whole team. So one dude playing one cat is not. The coach should have did something about that because that money got to go to the whole team, man. So,
That's a fact. Yeah.
Got to go to the whole team. Everybody got to split that money. I'm not going to say equally, but yeah, just know if I'm the offensive lineman B and Kev's my running back getting $8 million a year and I got like sandwiches at Jersey Mike's in my NIL, you ain't going to get no yards. D just keep letting dudes do. No, I'm trying. I need a sandwich though. I need more than a sandwich. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's right. They'll get it right.
Yeah.
We'll try to get with Dante and them as the show, probably the first half hour before the draft really gets cooking and kind of talk about some of this stuff. I guess that would probably be best. Kind of hear their opinions on this because we have ideas, but they know far more than us in the gridiron world. So
boosters are learning too that kids aren't employees and they will just bounce. No,
bounce. Come on, bounce.
Boom.
Come on, bounce. Yeah.
That's true.
Shoot, boy. I don't. I would.
Yeah, I mean, why would you? So, let me move on here to let me stay in the realm of football here. Realm of football from the business side here. The looks like the Commanders are moving back to the nation's capital. It won't be. Looks like they're about to sign a $3 billion deal to return to the site of RFK Stadium.
They got
Sorry, DA.
So they got to redo some stuff in there.
Well, no, they're going to return to the site, so they're going to raise that stadium and put the new one. The Commanders in the District of Columbia are nearing a $3 billion agreement to construct a new football stadium at the historic RFK Stadium site. This potential deal marks a significant step towards bringing the NFL franchise back to the district, which plans aiming for completion by 2030. Now, I've been to the place where they play it now in Landover, the what they call it, FedEx Stadium. Well, they don't even call it FedEx Stadium no more. They call it Northwest Stadium, or I don't know, Northwest Stadium. Yeah, whatever it is. It's not. I mean, it's very nondescript. They say it's not. You know, you talk to old Washington fans. They say it's not as homely as the old place at RFK Stadium.
These could fall through and kill you. So
I think what was it? They was playing. I think the Commanders were playing the Eagles a couple years ago, and like the barricade, somebody fell or something like that, and almost just a bunch of the stadium is just just having a bunch of problems or whatever case may be. So the Commanders are moving back to the District of Columbia, and they say the completion of the stadium should be by 2030. So
will it be a dome?
Will it be a dome? I don't know. That's a good question.
$3 billion, you'd think, but
should be. Let's not do a Buffalo, DC. Let's not put money into a stadium that can only be used certain times a year.
Yeah. Wow.
But when the season's over, the Kick Pre-Tour coming, and he ain't doing it outside. So you got to have a somewhere.
Well, from what I've read from Buffalo, they said that would cost I know what you're gonna say. It was gonna cost a couple more $1 billion for it to be some kind of. He said so. They covered the fans. 65% of the field is covered, but you still have the outdoor effect.
Well, Dante said plans are it's going to be a retractable dome. So they got the Jerry Jones with the Harlem Price. They probably just, talk dude down like, come on, man, I only got $5 million, man.
I mean, to be honest with you, all these stadiums on the East Coast should really be retractable domes or some type of dome.
Super Bowls if you did, dummies.
I mean, exactly. So
Super Bowls, the NCAAs, all of that stuff. So yeah, they've got some forward thinking there, and shout out to them. To the Commanders. So they're moving back to the district after being playing in Landover in Maryland for the last, looks like almost 30 years or whatever.
Yeah,
I believe. So they're moving back to the District of Columbia. So let me move on to I had one more thing I had to go before I go to baseball real quick. No, I don't have anything else.
We were talking about with your boy on the Jets today.
Sorry, you missed that portion, but I'll let you get it.
Okay, go. I'm good.
No, go ahead.
I just thought it was funny. It was like, when they can get Genty and get rid of the running back they got, I'm like, what is wrong with you people, man? Y'all just loved the Jets running back last year.
Well, I must have missed this story.
Yeah, I heard it this morning, man.
So you heard? No, go ahead. You heard Genty going
Genty to the Jets. I was like, they got a good running back. Dudes just talk too much, man. So,
if you want to know what Genty's going, hey, go to the East Coast Gridiron. I think they
go to the East Coast.
They just they break down where running backs are going, their draft position, all positions they do. I've been watching all week. They've been doing this. So check out the East Coast Gridiron on YouTube, man. They break all that stuff down.
So all of a sudden, Breece Hall is no good.
Yeah, I'm like, you're crazy.
23-year-old running back, he's no good. No, now he's just used goods. Okay.
Yeah, listen, the Jets ain't doing that. It's foolishness.
All right.
I think they got some stability. We hope.
Oh no, I really think so. Like I said, you missed the first portion where we talked about when Rodgers went on Pat McAfee show and And he was butthurt pretty much because they flew him out there. Well, he flew himself out there on his own dime and
His own private jet.
and told him, yo, we no longer need your services, man. And I said, man, the arrogance of this guy, man.
I'd have been mad if I sat and coach and had to do that. He was first class. But now I'm my own joint. Man, stop. You got to stop, man.
Hey man, he had to pay the fuel, bro.
That fuel bill is high, bro.
Yeah, from Cali to.
So was that salary? So
wait, now to his defense, man, he did not take all the money, man.
He said about 10 million. That's what he looking for.
So we can't.
I can't kill him for
flight
that.
Didn't cost $8 million. It did not cost a few $100,000. The flight probably cost him $5K.
Okay.
Unknown caller.
Oh,
sorry.
Yes, please. Thank you. Dante says the Jets are shopping Brees Hall and concerned about Braylon Allen, injury and sustainability. So
okay.
We'll definitely cast that, man. But the Jets. Hopefully, like you said, I think they've done a right thing of hiring and trying to change the culture with Aaron Glenn. And, he's coming from the Lions and what they did, this past year in Detroit with what they had going on, man. So appreciate that, man. Let me move on real quick to baseball real quick. I just want to go over. Thanks for all those that's in the comments and chatting with us. We appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Man. Let me go just real quick the rankings for the power rankings for MLB. And you got the top 5. You got the Padres. They're 15-4. These Padres, the Mets. We just talked about the Mets. They're number 2 in the power rankings. The Cubbies and the Padres. They just played a series there. And then you have the Giants, San Francisco Giants, and you have the Philadelphia Phillies. Those guys are in the top 5. Some of the things we want to talk about: the Padres. They're leading MLB with 15-4 record. The Padres are 10-0 at home. They are 10 at home.
Right.
Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jackson Merrill are performing at MVP level so far.
Yes, they are.
The West is strong with the Giants and the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks all show impressive early season performances. And to all my Braves fans down there in Atlanta in the Southeast, that love the Atlanta Braves, well, Braves are 5-13, and hopefully
they are hot garbage right now.
Yeah. So hopefully they will come on back to the fold, man. So
didn't they say that Tatis got a little brother, right? Somewhere. Better bring him up. Bring everybody up.
Oh dang! Everybody.
Yeah.
I guess. D, real quick, since we're on baseball, before we move on to hockey real quick, and then we get Ryan with the NBA. Your thoughts on what happened with Soto and him saying what he said? You are muted. $5, bro. So go ahead and just send me that money right now, sir. You ain't done that in a while, man. You still talking?
All right, there you go. Listen,
back it up.
Juan, you can play. I think you're like Martinez used to be up there in Seattle. You can hit the ball all over the park, right? Protection. All you gotta do is put the bat on the ball, dog, and their protection will come. You just gotta wait till the dudes in front of you and in back of you are hitting the rock. I mean, there's nothing you can do right now, man. If you feel that Pete Alonso is not good enough to hit behind you, I don't know. Well, what you want me to tell you? What you want me to tell you? But you're gonna get pitches. And I've watched games, dude. Dudes are not trying to walk you. They're not, throwing out the box. Listen, man, put the bat on the ball, please. So hit the ball and go. I really don't want to hear that crap, man. I really don't. And I think he's a great player. I'm actually a pseudo fan of his.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think he can hit that ball. He
But
got no complaints, man. He can't do nothing else, though.
No, I don't want to hear no excuses, though.
Oh, no, why?
No.
He got $700 million. When you get that kind of money, usually, you're the captain, bro. You the mouthpiece because you make $700 million. You go to your manager and say, yo, look, I need this guy in front of me, this guy in back of me. It'll happen. It'll happen. You guys got to talk to your people. Don't talk to the press about locker room things. And this is where I get upset by the new generation. And it's been going on for a few years now. I would say 20 and change. Letting locker room things become press things.
But we get upset when we're cool. Well, no, listen, hear me out. People get upset when they give you the tongue-in-cheek answer, and then we're cool with it when they're honest, right? Oh, we just want honesty and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you can't. I'm not saying to lie. What I'm saying is, don't say nothing about that. That's a locker room topic. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you have to not, express your feelings, but express them inside with your team first. And then if you want to say something later, you can. But golly gee, you didn't even give nobody a chance to make a move for you. Because you just, I can need this in front. I ain't got nobody. Dude, suck. All right, man. Like, really? Like, come on. That's not the way to attack that. But again, it's the world we live in. It's the world we live in.
Gotcha. Let me move on here real quick. Dan's not with us tonight. I will be the de facto hockey guy here. But briefly, the regular season is wrapping up, and Dan's going to do a breakdown on who he believes is going to go, what they're going to do in the first round of the playoffs. So in the Eastern Conference, they'll start off. You have Ottawa Senators versus Toronto Maple Leafs. Ottawa's the wild card winners against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Then you got the Florida Panthers. They'll be facing the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Montreal Canadiens, they will face the Washington Capitals. They clinched their playoff spot last night by beating Columbus last night. So they're in. The Devils, the New Jersey Devils, will face the Carolina Hurricanes in that playoff series. In the Western Conference, you got the hot St. Louis Blues. They'll face the Winnipeg Jets. Colorado Avalanche, they'll face the Dallas Stars. Minnesota Wild, they'll face the Vegas Golden Knights. You got the Edmonton Oilers versus the LA Kings for looks like the third time in a row. A fun fact I read today that the NHL, the original six, the 4 teams from America, the Rangers, the Bruins, the Rangers, Bruins, Red Wings. Who was the other 4th team? They did not make the playoffs. And the 2 Canadian teams of the original 6, the Maple Leafs and the Canadians, the aforementioned Canadians, they made the playoffs. So this is the first time this ever happened. The 4 American teams of the original 6, they didn't make the playoffs. And the 2 teams of the Canadian descent, they have made the playoffs. So that's with that. Dan he'll do some kind of thing where he'll talk about the upcoming playoffs. Like I said, Dan's not with us this week, but that's the NHL. I'm sorry, you had something? Go ahead.
Gosh, it's not about hockey though. So
okay, go ahead. Well, we're not hockey. Okay, what we talking?
All right, good enough, brother. Listen, to the most populous and important sporting event on the planet right now. All right, the Champions League championship. We are now at the semifinal. A lot of great teams got knocked out over the last 2 weeks. We got Arsenal versus Paris. Just actually 2 French teams. And Barcelona versus Inter. So Inter Milan. That's 2 Spanish teams. And at the end, for the biggest championship, the most coveted championship in the world, the Champions League champion. We'll find out that in about, I think, a few weeks from now. So just so y'all know, that's where we're at with soccer. Worldwide soccer.
Okay.
Real soccer. Real people.
That's football, as they call it, across the pond. But thank you. Hey, we did a dope interview with, like I said, BNDA did a Monday with Mr. Cam F. Awesome.
Awesome.
That thing will be premiering tomorrow at 7 p.m. on YouTube. Also, it'll be on the podcast side, man. So make sure you check it out. He was
Awesome.
what do you say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely awesome. Yeah, you'll see the whole thing. He's also in a Netflix special called Counterpunch. Make sure you check that out too, man. So Cam, it was pretty good. It was pretty cool talking to him along those lines, man. I enjoyed myself. I know the DA enjoyed himself, man, and Cam said he enjoyed himself too, man. So we appreciate that, man. So let's move on to the NBA. I don't know if Ryan was having some kind of technical difficulties. Is Ryan there? Ryan, can you hear us? Okay. Ryan, can you hear us?
That's what we can talk about him again. Well, I'm not being here. Good.
guys.
Well,
before Ryan steps in, as he's trying to fix that, D, your thoughts on the Kings? They got beat last night by the Mavs, and their general managers. It looks like they parted ways or whatever. I thought the Kings were going in a nice upright direction.
Oh, they were a year ago. This year kind of fell apart, exploded some. They got a lot of players. Golly gee. And there was some internal stuff that I just could not figure out with De'Aaron Fox. So letting him go, I thought was probably their best move because he didn't want to be there. They still played well enough to at least get to the play-in, which I don't know if that's much of a compliment to give anybody, but that's where they were at. And unfortunately, they weren't good enough. And I don't think a lot of the players, or at least like Sabonis and those guys, because I already heard he wants out. I don't believe that they'll be there next season. So that's not really good for them. But hey, that's bad ownership, man. Bad ownership.
Definitely.
It looks like they got a new guy already.
With Gemini and
Ryan.
Is Ryan there?
That ain't me. That was Ryan.
Oh, Ryan, you there? No, that was mine. That was me. No, it looks like the Kings looks like they might have. Let me just read this real quick. This is from the Associated Press. The Kings made changes to their front office a day after being eliminated from the NBA play-in tournament. Longtime NBA executive Scott Perry has reportedly been hired as the Kings' new general manager the morning after the team and Monty McNair mutually agreed to part ways. Like I said, they mutually agreed to part ways. The hire marks a return for Perry, who was the Kings front office in 2017. He now has the task of heading a franchise that's missed the playoffs the last 2 seasons. Perry was originally hired by the Kings as vice president of the basketball operations in April 21st.
Yeah,
2017. So it's almost
Scott Perry. We had him for the Knicks, and I don't know. God bless him. Hopefully, you can turn it around.
Gotcha. Is Ryan back with us? We don't have Ryan. I guess I'll just go over. I'll be Ryan tonight, and we'll go over the playing games here. There's here tonight. Or not tonight, but Ddub tomorrow. But while I pull up some of this stuff, you was talking earlier how some were talking about the Knicks in the upcoming playoff game.
Yeah. If Knicks is already set. They're third seed in the East, and they're set up to match up against the Detroit Pistons. And it's been a lot of talk about how it's a lot of negative talk about the Knicks and how now granted, Detroit is a good team, like I said earlier, but I don't see the Knicks. The Knicks is not going to have trouble with them. I think the Knicks could get them out of here in 5 and. I don't know what's all of a sudden, like it seems like when it comes to the Knicks, it seems like some automatic hate, and the Knicks ain't done nothing in years. So I mean, I don't understand. It could be the fan base because our fan base is a little wild, once we get there. But
a little, yeah.
People don't believe in Tibbs.
Yeah,
people don't believe in Tibbs. That's it.
That might be the case too. Where they, it seems like they're almost looking for something to happen, so they could get Tibbs out of here, So the best thing would be for these, these people out here. They will say, let the Knicks lose so they could get Tibbs out of here. That's what they really looking for.
That's
But
just New York dude.
That's insane.
I hope. No,
That's
it may be insane, but that people are wishing that. I'm not saying that
I'm
it is,
saying
but
that-
people are wishing that.
saying that a lot of the
Because why else would you be saying Detroit would knock off the Knicks? And Detroit is a
I
good
don't think
team,
they
but
will.
I
I
don't
think
think they're
they're a
going to
good
win
team,
against the
but
Knicks.
I don't think they'll knock them off, but I do think that they'll make it hard.
That's
It's just numbers,
good.
man. I'm not, listen.
Knicks
The
in
Knicks have
5
better, more quality players. Period.
for sure.
Their guards are all short. Detroit's guards are all tall. Right? That's going to be a problem at some point in time because OG is going to have to guard Cade Cunningham. Right? So whoever Brunson has to guard is going to get him if he can play because Brunson is, if you say 6 feet, you might be lying. Right? But the boy can play. Don't get me wrong. I still believe, and this is just my point, and I want my Knicks to win. But what I'm saying to you is this. At the end of the day, if people see the same thing over and over again, it's not happenstance, man. It's a what you call it, man. It's a habit. It's what you do. You ran Chicago into the ground, killed Derrick Rose, Minnesota into the ground,
Right.
killed what's my man out there in Golden State now? Jimmy Buckets. And then you come here and have good seasons. As
But they
Ryan
all loved
said
him.
last week. Progressively better. The Knicks have gotten progressively better with 6 to 7 guys. Right? What dudes are saying is that we've seen this show before, so we have a reason at minimum to not trust it. Because we've seen this show.
Well, that is true. But right now, the Knicks are, besides getting Brunson back, a little bit more healthier than last year. Last year, they dragged themselves through the.
Well, I think last year they might have been healthier because they had DiVincenzo last year. They had an extra body that could play.
No, they had bodies breaking down.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
You had an extra body that could play. So going into the series last year, we were healthy. When dudes went down, we found a guy in DiVincenzo that was dropping threes and playing defense like a madman with other dudes.
Yeah, he lit it up.
Yeah, and we lost him and Hartenstein. And we really didn't replace them.
No.
Not on the defensive side.
No.
Agreed.
Well, if you look at the Knicks lost. I don't know.
The
Knicks lost their grit.
You lost a lot of grit. I was about to say you lost a lot. You lost a lot of intangibles.
Yeah, we lost a lot of that, and definitely with Hartenstein. So but this is the thing with this playoff coming up. Cat got to step up. I don't want to hit. He has to submit. This is his time. He's in New York. It's his time. It's his time.
I thought it was a 3. No,
yeah. He has to show up, man. What year is this from?
Oh, in the league?
Yeah,
probably 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, he got to show up, bro. I'm sorry, man. You got to show up.
In Kentucky doing this thing. He's a bad boy.
I'm not blaming him, but I'm just saying he has to show up.
But he doesn't play any defense.
That's what I was about to say. Show up in what aspect? Because he's gonna give it to you offensively.
As far as
give it to you offensively.
Well, we'll hope, but sometimes some games that offense get missing. I don't know. It gets missing and it gets lost in the sauce somewhere. Sometimes
it's his silly fouls. It's him getting
that right there and takes him out the game, takes him out the flow. He has to stop that.
He's too valuable. He's too valuable.
That's what I'm talking about. So if you get that,
see,
you'll be all right.
I think Ryan touched on the point with this team, right? So the beginning of the year, the reason why Cat didn't play defense at all was because they did not have a bench per se, right? So he couldn't afford to get no fouls because Mitch wasn't there. So they had nobody else even 6'10" inside, right? That's fine. So Mitch is there now. So if he sits down, at least you got somebody to come in there and do something. Now, though Tibbs runs no defense for him, no offense for him at all. He's a rim runner and get taps and rebounds and whatnot. and that's okay. But they need the rebounds of the cat. Like, they need him to score, but they do need him to rebound. Like, he needs one of them 20 rebound games, at least 2 maybe. Because I think all of Detroit is big. They're all big, so they don't have a little dude out there. So
got a question for y'all. I guess Ryan come back here. What
I'm good.
games?
I'm good.
Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Hey, out of all the games, and we know we got tomorrow night's games, playing games to solidify. But even when they do solidify, I think there's only 3 to me that I think y'all mentioned Celtics and Magic. I wasn't too sure about that.
Yeah.
I think D you kind of high on the Magic to give them some problems.
Yeah, I liked it, man.
I like
the
games. I mean, the Lakers and Timberwolves is going to be. I think that's going to be a good series. Rockets Warriors definitely going. That might go 6-7. And I like the Knicks and Pistons. Go ahead, Ryan.
Here's the thing with these series, right? In both conferences, right? You might beat a team in 5 games, but it's going to be the toughest 5 games. Like for instance, like with Detroit and the Knicks, the Pistons and the Knicks. I think you guys are going to win in 5, but it's going to be a battle for those 5 games.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
I agree. It's going to be tough. Lakers and Lakers.
That's going 7.
I think that's going 7 as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So the series in the West, they're all going to be deep series, and they're all going to beat the hell out of each other, right? Like, and
it's a good first round. I must say.
Yeah,
it's going to look like going to be a good first round.
To be honest with you, from 2 to 10, no, 2 to 9, basically, in the West, they were separated by like 4 games.
Right.
4 or 5 games. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, in the West,
you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely gonna be, interesting, man. Like I mean, teams is gonna they're gonna get beat up in the West.
Who plays Denver?
Denver plays the Clippers.
Yeah,
that's another good series. I'm sorry, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that's gonna be a good series too.
The return of Kawhi, the
claw. Yeah, Denver's up out of here, man. They go home. They go home.
Oh,
USC, the other James Harden. You're gonna get that James Harden that dunking on you now. So.
Yeah, let me Ryan, let me ask you this about the Kings.
Yeah.
The Kings. I guess was having some technical difficulties. The Kings, they fired their general. Well, they parted ways, right? And the Kings, they wound up losing to Dallas last night. Dallas played good last night.
Right.
What's your thoughts on the Kings and how I thought, 2 years ago they was on an upward trajectory? What has happened with the Kings?
Well, what happened was the coach lost the locker room. And when I say lost the locker room, they lost their best player. When the coach and the best player falls out in terms of De'Aaron Fox, then you have issues. You know what I mean? So
big issues.
So that happens. They bring in, Doug
Christie.
Doug Christie and what have you.
Doug and his wife.
Which is cool, but them getting DeRozan, I don't think it fit their style of play. They were an up-tempo team. DeRozan's a mid-range guy, that plays at a slower pace. Then they brought in Levine, was up-tempo. I think that was a good fit, but it just and honestly too, Monk being out a lot of games hurt them as well. Monk being out,
sure.
Yeah, so it's tough, man. Like you said, it was just 3 years ago. They were lighting the beam, and 2 years ago, you know what I'm saying? And
2 years ago, lighting the beam. I forgot about that. Yeah,
so yeah, man. So it's just
amazing how that happens, man.
They're gonna lose Sabonis this summer and DeRozan.
And DeRozan, they already came out and said, DeRozan came out and said this was the toughest season he ever had.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, and he's been through some crap teams.
Through hell, yeah. He been gracious.
So yeah, man. Hey, man. it's you can be that's to show you that you can be up and then you can be down quick in this league, man.
Well, you gotta have steady ownership and management. I would take DeRozan and Sabonis. So
Right.
For the Knicks,
Right. I
they
mean,
got the right way to do it.
Right, and and I don't blame them. I don't blame them for getting DeRozan because you wanted some more veteran help, a consistent, efficient player. But like I said, once you lose, once the head coach and the best players are on the same page, that's a recipe for disaster. You know what I mean? So
reading different books.
Yeah, man. So. That's it in a nutshell with them, man. But again, you're not far off. You know what I'm saying? You got good talent. They were saying that he might Christie might keep the head coaching job. He did all right. Wasn't bad, but I don't know. Whenever you're the interim coach, that never and you get the job, that never ends well.
Yeah,
that never ends well. You know what I'm saying?
Your wife bugging out, hard to do, man. Can't keep the concentration.
Got you. Well, Ryan, Chicago, the Bulls. I put in the chat last night when I looked up, I was doing something at the house. When I looked up, the Bulls were down by 20-something last night at home against the Heat in this playing game. What is going on with the Bulls, man?
That farm team.
Well, I mean, we all know in sports, man, you can have a bad game at the worst possible time. And to be honest with you, they've been playing great ball.
No, that's my point. Yeah, they've been playing down the stretch, correct.
So it's Tyler Hero just went off. You know what I'm saying? He looked. I mean, we all know Tyler was doing this the whole year. That's why he made it to the All-Star team. So it just happens sometimes like that, man. It just happens, man. Like I can't defend, what they did last night, but at least they were, you know what I'm saying? They were playing good up to that point, and
right. You sound like you're searching.
Yeah, I'm literally.
Listen, I'm
literally trying to. He's not putting you under the gun, bro.
I'm literally searching for what happened last night. And you got to tip your cap to the Heat.
Absolutely,
Davion Mitchell came off the bench and damn near had a double-double. He was balling. Bam was doing. Bam's always going to do his thing. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, you had Hero come in and just went nuclear on him, and and that's gonna happen sometimes.
Yeah, 30 points he had last night. Like I said, I was doing something. I turned. I said, all right, let me check in on this game. See this. I looked. I was like, dang, Miami's. I said, is this game in Miami? I was like, no, this game was in Chicago. I was like, wow.
And every time Chicago made a run, the Heat would would hit a big three, or you know what I'm saying, or get an and one or something and just push them back. So they were just playing from behind the whole game, and that's what can happen in these one game situations. It's just like the NCAA tournament. You might be the best team, but on that given night, if you have a bad night, you're going home.
Styles make fights.
Very, very true.
So moving forward, you got Miami at Atlanta tomorrow night.
I think Miami wins that. I think Miami wins that.
You think Miami wins? What did
Trey goes nuclear.
What did you think about Trey?
Trey goes nuclear, exactly.
Yeah. Did you just think he just had a bad night as far as
Just had a bad night, man. Like I said, good game plan. He got frustrated. They're missing their second best player in Johnson, so it's just a bad night. And the thing with Atlanta, man, they're very inconsistent.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know what kind of team
you don't know what team is showing up.
Yeah, and they might just win tomorrow night, and that's the thing with them. It's hard to trust Atlanta. Yeah,
like DA said, Trey can go nuclear, just how Tyler Hero did yesterday, and we all know, man, no matter how good your offense is, defense is good. Offense is always going to beat good defense. So
correct. What do you feel about Dallas? They got a chance against Memphis in Memphis.
Oh yeah. They sure do. Memphis is banged up, guys. They're banged up, man. They don't have the rookie Wells who are balling. They don't have their other power forward. I forgot. His mind slips me. And they're banged up. Ja has a sprained ankle.
Yeah, they said his ankle ballooned up.
And let's not make if Ja doesn't sprain his ankle, they were right. They had the lead when he sprained his ankle on Golden State, right? So
on Tuesday night, yes.
On Tuesday night. So Jaren Jackson has to step up and be more forceful, be more aggressive. Because that's daddy. Right. Bane played unbelievable. And they're starting Edie the rookie. So he's going through a bunch of growing pains. He had a great game as far as rebounding the ball and being a force. But what Golden State did to him was they actually double teamed him because they knew he couldn't pass out the post. He had numerous turnovers that sparked a couple of runs for Golden State. So they were right there, man.
Ryan,
yeah.
If I may, if you got to think about this, man. Golden State, a few foul shots at the very end of the game, so forth, so on. They won this game by 3 against a team that's really decimated. So I'm like, listen, I'm not really that impressed with Golden State and what they did. Right. You got Jimmy Buckets and Steph Curry, right?
And
real quick, to piggyback on your point, not only that, Jimmy Butler shot 18 free throws yesterday, and Curry shot 13.
In Memphis, in their house. Like, what the hell are the refs doing?
No, it was in Golden State.
It was Golden State.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it was in Golden State, but we all know we all know in the playoffs. It's technically the playoff, but in the series, you're not going to get those calls all the time. Nah. So, that's why, Jimmy lives at the free throw line. So that's his thing. And if Jimmy doesn't get to the free throw line, he's not as efficient, not as effective. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, you want to give some love to Anthony Davis for his performance last night?
Yeah, he played good. He played well, man. I mean,
he
had 27?
27.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah.
He didn't get hurt. Definitely. Nothing like that, man.
He didn't get hurt. Definitely get some props, man. Definitely get some props.
I think from a legacy perspective, this is a good opportunity for Ant Davis to do some things. Right? Because the reality is that the team up is cool. Well, not to me. But the greatness comes when you're on your own. So if he took a team like Dallas to the semis, that's big. That's really big because they don't have Kyrie, who's their best.
Say with no Kyrie,
who's their best player? Like with no conversation about that.
And then Nico Harris looked like a genius, man.
Well, like I said, I'm not going
to. Nico can only pray that happens.
Yeah,
I don't believe it, but go ahead.
I'm not going to go too far into that. But I just say, the reality is the reality, man. Like, though people may not like to hear it or like to say it, yes, the move made absolutely no sense to most fans.
We can agree.
But absolutely most fans don't own the team.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So the point is that I've heard things about, and Kev and D will vouch for me that I've said that I know people that have told me that's why Porzingis was out there. They couldn't get along. So the reality is that, maybe he was a pain in the ass. And, with that and the money part of the situation, maybe it makes sense for them. I don't know. I could not tell you, man.
Yeah, Ryan. Two things can be true, right?
Yeah,
two things can be true.
Sure enough, bro.
Yeah, that needs to be a t-shirt for us. 2 things can be true with the sports chase.
It seems like it came from upstairs, man, for him to make that trade. And I don't want to rehash the going back and forth with the trade, but hey, man, like you never know, man. These playoffs, man, like, and let's be honest. The reason why it looks even worse, the trade, is because Kyrie went down.
Right. That's 100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's why you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if Kyrie's there with that lineup and all those bigs and
it looks different.
Davis, it looks different.
It looks totally different.
Exactly. So, but we'll see, man. We'll see.
Ryan, before we get out of here, real quick, you wasn't on. Well, you tried to get on. You had some technical difficulties the other night. The NBA draft, the WNBA draft. Your thoughts on the draft, real quick? What you got for us?
It was pretty much chalk the way I thought it would go. Paige going number one to Dallas is loaded, man. Dallas is loaded. Remember they got Dejanay Carrington. They got Nafisa Smith. They had the other two rookies that they drafted. They're loaded, man. So it's I liked it. I'm shocked that the South Carolina girls went so late. Pow I think went 18. Bree Hall went before Fagan, so that was kind of shocking to me. But yeah, man, it's I liked it. I love that. I like Haley Van Lith going to Chicago, and the other forward. I know Dan was touched on that. The other forward that they drafted as well. She probably won't play in the WNBA this season because she has obligations with her country, with her national team.
Okay.
So she'll probably come next year. So yeah, man. So
that's dope. It was a good draft, I thought.
Yeah.
It seemed like everybody kind of got who they wanted, I guess.
Right.
Would be the best way to say it. Like I said, my challenge is to the WNBA in total.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of stars coming. Though people in the NBA have a problem with it, there was something that Stern did in the early 2000s, late 90s, and they didn't even do this in the 80s, where you could market your game with multiple stars.
Right.
And keep it going. So after Jordan left, you talk about Kobe commercials. The best commercial I ever thought basketball ever made was the dribbling commercial with all the players dribbling the ball to the beat. So that was to me.
That was pretty tough. Yeah, that was cool.
I thought that was the best NBA commercial ever. But you got KG. It's basically one or two classes of dudes that came into the league. But KG, Abdul Rahim, Marbury, AI, Kobe, young Dwayne Wade, young LeBron. They had stars almost. Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan. Like there were stars everywhere. Stevie Francis, like Yao Ming, the star. There were so many stars that the league all marketed at the same time.
Right.
Like everybody had commercials. Everybody was doing their thing. Everybody was getting it. WNBA. Now you have, not totally there yet, but you're going to have 10 stars this year in the league. Stars, not like good players. Like there's 10 to 15 girls that give you 50 in there right now. So it's how you market them and how you keep them marketed while, going forward, So I would hope that they ask the NBA, talk to somebody else, and figure out how to do it because most people don't ask. But I think if they ask, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Any the league, the season starts on May 16th, so we're pretty excited on this show. Glad it's starting, and like you said, DA, you just alluded to, the stars are coming, and Paige Becker's coming in the league, and you had the season that the New York Liberty, they finally won the trophy after a couple of heartbreaks sometimes, and look forward to a good season and see, like you said, Dallas is loaded. You're going to see what the Indiana Fever do, see what the World Champions do, see what the Liberty do. So
So it's a lot of good storylines.
Yeah, a lot of good storylines. Anything else, Ron, you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback on what you're saying about the WNBA and DA with the stars, because remember, Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark came in at the same time. Paige was the one that was highly touted. It was Paige, and Paige is the one who won Player of the Year as a freshman, not Caitlin. But then Paige got hurt, and then and it was the the perfect storm. Giving Caitlin tons of credit. You know what I'm saying? She earned it, but it was Paige who's always considered the best out of the two. So that's going to be a rivalry in itself.
Yes, that'll be the one the league is looking for.
Absolutely. Because as good as the rivalry is with Caitlin and Angel, they play totally different games. Now you have Paige. Now they have Paige, who's also a lead guard. You know what I mean? So now you have that aspect. So yeah, the league is just in a good place right now. I think the unrivaled league is also going to help. They're going to play off of each other, and I think that's excellent. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, bro.
He's Ryan D'Souza, man. Thank you, Ryan, for that. Like I said, the start of the WNBA season will start on May 16th, and
we gotta do a fantasy draft, right? We gotta do a fantasy league.
We said we're going to do a fantasy league, so we're absolutely going to do it.
It's on ESPN.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Sorry for mentioning them. My bad.
Well, that means I will have to put the app on my phone. So,
if you want, Kev, I can go ahead and create the league if you like.
Yes, sir. You go ahead and create the league. Go ahead, sir.
All right, brother.
But hey, man, good show tonight. Appreciate those that came through tonight. Those that have been on the chat. I know we're going somewhere because we're getting spam mail in the chat, man. So shout out to all those that hung out with us tonight. Appreciate those. And to the guys, we appreciate that. And this is what we do, man. Party shots real quick. I'll give it to the DA. What you got for us before we get out of here, sir?
All right, to my brother Kev, having surgery tomorrow. I'm
hungry, bro.
Give anesthesia a kiss for me. Have a good nap. Wake up, rehab, and get back to 100%.
Oh, man. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm getting soldier surgery in the morning, man. So, I just said, all of a sudden, when you got to fast, they said 2:00. All of a sudden, you see all these commercials on TV. I say, man, that pizza look good. Even though I don't eat Little Caesars pizza, I say, man, that Little Caesars pizza look good.
Yeah, everything look good.
So I got to drink liquid water up to 12:00, man. But I'll be fine because after I do some editing and stuff like that, I'm going to bed. So, Ddub, what you got for us, sir?
No, man, great show, man. As always, appreciate you guys stopping through, coming through, and see y'all Monday.
Yep.
Enjoy the NBA games. There'll be some good games this weekend.
Yep. Enjoy the NBA. Ryan, what you got for us, sir?
Man, just good show as usual, guys. Playoffs are here. You know what I mean? So enjoy the last two playing games tomorrow night, and go Rockets.
Oh
yeah. Also, shout out to the NHL too. They got the playoffs start this weekend.
Shout out to the NHL.
Yeah.
Hey, I also want to say, man, don't fret, man. Knicks in 5. You guys got this, man. Knicks in 5.
Oh yeah,
you guys have had a great year. But I will say this to DA's point, and you guys talking about Tibbs. Listen, if they want to get rid of Tibbs, they can get rid of him whenever they want. Whenever they want. They got somebody out there that's looking for a job who I know they want. So
you talking about Malone?
Malone,
yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
and what I always say, Kev, they got money to let coaches go away. Phoenix is about to pay 4 coaches. 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix is crazy.
That is incredible. Like,
that's insane.
It's insane.
But you know what? Ryan has a saying on here. Hey,
billionaires' money.
Don't be counting money, bro.
Billionaires' money. There you go.
Listen, we're gonna
got it. Y'all got it. There's an analogy, man. I think as they said, if it takes you a few months to count $1 million in ones,
yeah,
it take you like 30 years to count $1 billion in one. That's how much more money those cats have. That's why they can pay a contract to a dude that's not there.
Yeah.
So, I wish I get a job and get fired. I get fired the first day.
You wild out.
Yeah, I'm wild out. Just
but the thing is, you can't wild out because then you're going. That's a breach of contract. So
yeah, I'll just be bad.
It's got to be organic, man.
I'll fall asleep in the middle of the game, tell them I got narcolepsy and shit. Okay.
I don't have no fun, Scott. We getting out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren, the host and moderator for Daryl D. Warren, for the DA, for Ryan D'Souza, and for these guys' absence, we got James the Angry One, we got Mike Mills, and Dan the Hockey Dude. Yo, this is a Sports Chasers podcast. Be good, be great, be blessed. Hey, we'll catch you Monday night. Peace. We're doing the draft, man, with East Coast Gridiron. Y'all be good. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.